Let's go to this photograph. I'm in the library module. This is a picture from a while back, but I love it because it was a surf trip down in Baja, California, and it brings back those memories. And that's one of the fun things about photographs is the memories we associate and attach with them. Photographs help us to remember more deeply. I think black and white even more. Why is that? I don't know, but at least for me, it distills it. So I want to convert this guy to black and white. In the library module, to jump over there, we're going to press the D key to go to develop module. And with this image, I'm kind of thinking, okay, I have sky, I have car. There isn't a huge variation. So I'm going to hit my V key for victory. Again, a little disappointing, but I'm okay with that. I'm aware that's going to be the case. And there isn't necessarily a right or wrong with any software application, as far as where do you start. So maybe I start here in the basic panel. I'm just kind of going through, trying to customize this to my liking. The sky, it feels too bright to me, so I'm going to drop it down. Lots of ways to do that. Command 3 or Control 3, I could go and try to bring some of those things down, like we've seen before, where we can drop down. We could also do other things as well, where we put a gradient filter across that and darken that area. Lots of different types of things. But what I want to highlight here, perhaps more than anything, is as we're doing black and white, and as I'm getting carried away here, which I'm going to do, yeah, deep, rich black and white colors, is that sometimes we forget about our old friend, the histogram. And sometimes that's okay, as I mentioned. But other times, we want it to be able to be reproduced. So I hit the J key. J key turns on my clipping indicator. And with the clipping indicator, the trouble is that, let's zoom in on this guy. Whoa, that's zoomed in a little too far. So maybe something like this, so we can see that. The trouble with that is, I could, of course, I could bring up my blacks and I could keep trying to recover those, but then I lost all that deep, rich, dark color. So I want deep, rich, dark color, but I don't want complete, pure black that won't print very well. And so a trick you guys saw yesterday, if you remember, this is the tone curve to save those details. If and when these sliders don't help you, which happens a lot in black and white, go to the tone curve. In the tone curve, we have two endpoints. And usually in the curve, we drag the middle and we kind of do stuff like this, But what what I'm suggesting is go to one of these endpoints and you'll see I can just save my highlights just by dropping that down a little bit. And I also can do the same thing with my shadows. So even though all those shadows, that was crazy block, just horrible mess with those, tink, they're fine. And I still have the same kind of aesthetic or quality or feeling in that picture without having to bring that all the way back up. So great little tip there, just as you're working on your own images. So that image is really about the J key, turn on clipping indicator, tone curve, white point down, black point up, if needed. Is that the only way to recover? No. Those sliders in the basic panel work too. But sometimes they don't work, so here's a way you can get around that. All right, this is that same trip. And the surf was flat, and so my friend Martin and I said, we gotta go do something. We went for this hike and found this swing on top of a hill, which you can only find in Mexico, right? And it was amazing. We're miles and miles from anywhere. And so with this image, I want to go black and white. And so again, you guys know the routine now. You're like, gosh, Chris, I got it. And isn't it amazing once you learn something, how quickly you forget that you learned it and you did the other way? So V key, we go to that. And then we say, well, yeah, let's hit the basic panel. And what I want to highlight here is just another way to work with sliders. When you hover over a slider, you activate it. You can see that it's grayed out, the little value. You can tap the up and down arrow keys to do that. Sometimes it's just a nice way to move a little more incrementally. People have different kind of workflow preferences, and that's part of the reason why the software is so good, is it just gives us multiple ways to work on things. Do you have to do that? No. And so here I'm just looking to, again, find a nice way to create mood and expression. I'm remembering about my temperature slider, right? And I'm thinking, well, maybe I cooled this image off before in the color version because I wanted blue tones. Oh yeah, go back there. So again, that's one of those things, like, don't forget about that guy. It's swinging stuff for you, know it or not. And then, of course, I'm going to go to my black and white panel. Shortcut to get there. What is it?
Command 3?
Yeah, Command 3. And it's kind of unfair to ask you that, because I probably wouldn't remember what it is either. But what I do remember is it's a Command key plus a number, or Control key plus, and I do this, and then I'm like, oh wait, there it is, I got it, and I'm not even actually looking at my numbers, so don't worry about the number. One Why not use target adjustment tool? Again, we can grab some stuff and we can look to brighten up the sand. And then his shorts are red, I remember, so I could do some selective work on that if I wanted to, and just get it to a certain spot.